A very good morning to everyone. Welcome to the class of social science. Today we are going to start with lesson number 11, the United Nations, which is also called in short UN. This is page number 84. Please fetch your textbooks with you, and this is your first video. Here a very nice poem is given. Shanti Geet Gaye Ja, Kranti Geet Gaye Ja. कह रहा तिरंगा अब ऊंचा सर उठाए जा. I believe every one of us understands this much simple Hindi, so I'm not explaining it. रंग धर्म जाति भेद रहे हैं जग में खेद, बंधनों को तोड़ के एकता को लाए जा. So we can understand what the flag is teaching us. Tiranga is our tricolor national flag. बंधनों को तोड़ के एकता को लाए जा, युद्ध की घटाएं घोर छा रही है चारों ओर, शांति की हवाएं बन बदलियां हटाए जा. So it is asking us to be the messenger of peace. शांति की हवाएं बन बदलियां हटाए जा. विश्व का भविष्य आज नौजवान तेरे हाथ. So you are the future of the country. प्रेम के प्रकाश को विश्व में फैलाए जा. That means it is asking you, the youth of India, to be the messenger of peace and messenger of love, so that you can spread that emotions throughout the world, not only in the country. Here is the flag, which is showing the flag of United Nations. Have you ever thought, why is world peace essential? Why should wars be avoided? What will happen if there are wars all around everywhere? Just take a simple example of your own house. If you see two people fighting in your house, maybe your sibling and you, or maybe any parent of yours is fighting with someone else. Do you feel that emotions, that vibrations good? No, right? Not at all. We would not like anybody showing that kind of emotions of anger or frustrations. Correct? So this is what we are going to learn in this chapter. Why is world peace necessary? Why do we need an international institution? Massive destruction was caused in most of the countries during the World War I. People of the world wanted peace. Historical experiences proved that it was essential to establish an international organization to safeguard peace in the world, unite different countries, and promote international cooperation. So, after the destruction of First World War, it was seen throughout the world that everywhere there was chaos, everywhere there was, difference of opinion and arguments and fights amongst nations. So, people thought that there should be an international organization which can bring peace throughout the world, and it could unite different countries and also bring cooperation internationally. That means where two countries cooperate with each other and work together. What will happen if such a situation is there when all countries are cooperating with each other? No fights will be there, isn't it? Now, the idea of an international organization was presented by Woodrow Wilson, the then president of USA. As a result, the League of Nations was established with an objective of maintaining peace and cooperation at international level. So, in 1920, the president of USA, he proposed that as the League of Nations, he established that, and with an objective in mind that there would be cooperation at the international level. Countries in a group, they will cooperate with each other and peace will prevail throughout the world. This was the first effort to establish any such international institution. For a certain period of time, League of Nations tried to prevent war between nations by solving the disputes diplomatically. That means we can say it was a judge, a court, court in the judge who will solve the disputes among two countries. Okay, League of Nations, that means if two nations were fighting amongst each other, they would find out some solution and solve their disputes diplomatically. but it failed in protecting weaker nations from being attacked by stronger nations, and as a result, the Second World War broke out. So, this did not work up to a very large extent, and the Second World War broke out because the weaker nations were often attacked by the nations which are very strong. The World War II was more destructive than the First World War. Atomic bomb was used to massacre a lot of people. Almost all the countries of the world were more or less affected by it, and it created havoc in the world. Everywhere it was, fight amongst different nations. So World War II was more destructive. Atomic bomb was also used. Now we have to think, in which years did World War I and II take place, which countries were involved in them, and what were the results. This you can Google the answer. World War II and first and two, you have to write down the years in which they took place and which countries were involved in them. What were the results? Obviously destruction, whether it is First World War, Second World War, or any two countries when they are fighting, always the result is destruction. Now let us see what is the formation of United Nations organizations, which is UNO. Diplomats across the world were determined to free the world from the imminent danger of wars and world wars. Franklin D. Roosevelt, the then president of USA, put in efforts to establish a world organization, and as a result, on 24th October 1945, United Nations Organization was established in order to sustain peace in the world and to promote the welfare of the people. So there were such few men who thought that there should be world peace everywhere. There should be peace, not only in their own country, but they wanted that world on a whole should be a peaceful planet to live for everyone. So United Nations Organization was established in the year 1945 to or in order to sustain peace in the world and promote the welfare of the people. Welfare of the people on the whole world, not only their own country. It was called UNO in short, and now it is recognized as the United Nations. The UN started with 51 nations as its member, and today the number has grown to 193. So initially when United Nations organization started, it had only 51 nations, and now the number has multiplied to 193. So in all there are 193 nations who are a part of this United Nations organizations, which is now called UN or United Nations. We can see the building here, headquarters of the United Nations, which is in New York. Now some very important things to understand. The tenure or the term of ruling of the General Secretary of the UN is of 5 years. Ban Ki-moon of Korea has been serving as the General Secretary of the UN since 2007. He was re-elected in the year 2011 for the second term on this post. South Sudan of Africa became the 193rd to join the UN. The official languages of the UN are Arabic, Chinese, English, French, Russian, and Spanish. Now let us understand what are the objectives of the UN. What are their mottos? What do they want? The objectives of the UN are, as mentioned in its charter, which is constitution, are to maintain international peace and safety. That is their prime motto, सबसे important target है उनका. That is why this was established. To promote the feeling of friendship amongst member nations. To solve economic, social, cultural and humanity related problems at international level. So whenever there is any fight between two nations, they will promote feeling of friendship amongst other nations or the member nations. The member nations means the nations which are the member of this organization. To solve economic, social, cultural, such kind of problems which are related to economy or social or cultural problems and humanity related problems at international level. To seek cooperation to create a feeling of respect for human rights and fundamental rights to freedom. These objectives are realized by the 6 organs of the UN. Let's know about each in short. Let us think about this. What are the basic needs of a human being? Air, water, and food. These are our basic needs, right? What are the major challenges of modern times? Note down five such challenges or five such things which you think are difficult in this modern times. What should be done to protect the human race? What, according to you, should be done so that this humanity or human being can be saved? Do you think that institutions like the UN are required? Why? Which day is celebrated as the UN Day? Now, organs of the United Nations, as we have seen earlier, they are trying to show us the different organs of the United Nations. First is Secretariat, which implements the decisions taken by various organs of the UN. General Assembly is there, the organization of countries to discuss and solve the international issues. Security Council is there, which safeguards the international security. International Court of Justice, which solves the disputes among the member nations. Trusteeship Council, which helps to acquire freedom from foreign rule. Economic and Social Council, which improves the economic and social conditions for the welfare of the people. So we have seen these are the six main organs of the United Nations. Okay, and we have also seen what functions they do. Let's proceed further. Here they have shown us the assembly hall where the General Assembly takes place, or whether maybe their discussions must be taking place. The General Assembly is the biggest organ of the UN, which can also be called the World Parliament. The representatives of the member nations attend it. So whichever nations are members of this UN, they will attend this General Assembly. It is as good as our parliament, but it's we can say the whole world's parliament. Every member nation can send at least 5 representatives or delegates to it. But at the time of voting, one nation can cast only one vote. The general meeting is held once in a year. Its members elect the president and the vice president of the meeting every year. Mrs. Vijayalakshmi Pandit was elected as the president of the general meeting in the year 1953 and 54. The Assembly presented the Universal Declaration of Human Rights on 10th December 1948. Here is the picture of Srimati Vijayalakshmi Pandit. The General Assembly can discuss and suggest solution or give advice to any issue in the world within the limits prescribed in the Charter of the UN. So, in short, we can say that all the members of the General Assembly, they discuss their problem. As we have got parliament in our country to solve the problems or grievances of our country. In the same way, the World Parliament is there, where these people from different countries, they come together and they discuss about the issues of their own countries. Understood? And they bring solution, or different other countries, member nations, they suggest solutions or give advices to any of the issues which are related to the whole world. The General Assembly immediately draws the attention of the Security Council towards any situation which can put the peace and security of the world in danger. So that is their main motto, right? To bring about peace and security in the whole world. So General Assembly immediately draws the attention any member nation who maybe develops atomic bomb or nuclear bomb, other member nations, they will keep a check on that particular nation with that atomic energy or nuclear energy, so that it is not a threat to the world, it does not cause any fight or war with other countries in the world. The authority to grant membership to a nation lies with the General Assembly. Same as in our own country, the authority lies in the group of discussions which they are doing. Authority lies with the majority. In the same way, here also the authority to grant membership to a nation lies with the General Assembly, whether they want any country to become their member or not. They will discuss about it and then they can grant that membership. Now here these questions are given. Who from India was elected as the president of the meeting of the General Assembly at the UN? Which day is celebrated as the Human Rights Day and why? What are human rights and why are they necessary? So these questions you have to answer referring to the video we have learned till now. We will continue the chapter further in the next video. Thank you, children. Stay home, stay safe.